If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, J Studios by Jalyn. I'm glad to finally be here with you. I know my last video you saw was with my friends China and Asia, and Caitlin was out working with relationships versus friends with benefits versus situationships. That's a lot to say, but we have a part 2 to that video, so go check it out. Part 2 drops when we have 75 views on part 1. So go look at my last video, go like it, subscribe, watch it, because we need 75 views. Tell your friends about it, share. But today I am going to be talking about my job, because it's almost been, well, it's a little bit over a month since I've been working at my job. And so a lot of people have asked me, how do I like it? What is my job title? What do I do? And so I'm just here to tell y'all about what I do, simply, and how I like it and everything like that. So I have some questions down here that I usually get, and I'm just going to sit here and just talk about the things. So for starters, what is my job title? My job title when I applied was a STEM tutor / interventionist. But I'm a STEM facilitator, tutor, and interventionist. So many people are like, okay, so what's the interventionist part? Well, the interventionist part is when I go and get students, pick them up out of their classrooms, and have one-on-one sessions with them about the different subjects that they need help in, which is writing, reading, and math. Some students don't need all of those at once. Some of them need all 3. So that's what I do. So if your child or if you see a student coming out of room or getting pulled from a room, that's my person. Or if you remember, if you were in school and you would get pulled out to have extra help, I'm that person. And it's not just me at the school that's doing it. It's teachers and teacher assistants as well. But that's just a part of what I do. The STEM facilitator and tutor part, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I am in a STEM lab, which is like my classroom that I share with another teacher. And all day Thursday, I have STEM classes, and then half a day is Fridays. And we have A week and B week, which they switch classes. So A week on Fridays, I have my mornings where I do STEM, and then I have my afternoons free. And then B week on Fridays, I have my mornings free, and then in the afternoon I do STEM. I think I said that right. I hope I said that right. But if not, it's vice versa, and so on. So that's just like my job title. Let's see, which question? Well, I also kind of do, what do I do? What does my week look like? So during the week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I am doing interventions with kids, which is pulling them out of their classrooms and working on them in different subjects. I have 4 students, I think, that I pull out every day, well, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I have specific times where I pull them out of their classrooms and I work with them. And each intervention is 20 minutes. So I start with one kid, say like at 7:30, because school starts at 7:30. And I do have a kid at 7:30. But I do one child at 7:30 and then end at 7:50. And so from 7:50 to about 8:30ish, I'm in a classroom. And I can pick any classroom that I want to be in. Usually it's 2nd grade, because the students that I pull out for the interventions are mostly 2nd graders. So I usually do 2nd grade because my intervention room is there, and I I work mostly with them during the intervention. So I get to see what they're doing in class, what they're learning, what they're struggling in. So it's like I'm doing one-on-one with them, but then I'm also kind of that teacher assistant too as well. So 7:30, 7:50, I do intervention. 7:50-ish to about 8:30-ish, I have time in one second grade class. And then 8:40 to 9 o'clock, I have another intervention. And then from 9 o'clock to about 9:20, I go back in another classroom. And so I rotate second grade classes. We have 3 second grade classes. And then I have breaks in between my interventions. So I go in and go out. And sometimes I'll go to other classrooms as well. I'll go in 3rd grade, 5th grade, and 4th grade sometimes. I really don't do 1st grade and kindergarten like that because I don't have to do interventions with them. And they are the classes that have teacher assistants in them. So 1st grade and kindergarten, they have assigned teacher assistants. So 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, 3rd, 2 through 5th, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm struggling. I'm trying to explain this the best way I can. But 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade, they do not have assigned teacher assistants. So that's like where I think I come in, where I say I come in, and I go in there during the different times that I don't have a student, and I help them out because teachers need help too. And so and then from 9:30 to like 9:50, I have a student. And then from 9:50 all the way up until 11:30 is my like time that I'm in classes. So I try to split it up so I can be in different classes evenly and switch. But sometimes it doesn't work out because some teachers need me more than others. So that's what I try to do. And then 2nd graders, they go to class around like 11:10. So like I take them to lunch. By the time we get them to lunch and get them together after recess and get settled and take them to lunch, by the time, I wait for them to go through the line because if you know 2nd graders, they cannot get in the line and they cannot, it's not that they can't get in line, they can't be still in a line. Some people, they just got to talk to their friends behind them. So you got to make sure like you focus, their focus, make sure they're in line, make sure they're walking down the hall straight and quietly so they don't disrupt other classes. And by that time, it's time for me to go to lunch. It's 11:30. So they all have got their food and everything. Sometimes I eat lunch with them, sometimes I don't. Because my day, by the time 11:30 hits, y'all, I'm going to be honest, when I'm in classes and got students and stuff like that, things happen during the day at a school. You can be called to do anything. So by 11:30, that's my lunchtime. I'm sorry. I want to be by myself. I want to be by myself. I want that peace and quiet. So, and then 11:30, and then my lunch, 11:30 to 12:35, because 2nd graders have enhancements until 12:35. So after 12:35, it's like 12:40 to 1:40, I'm in another class. And then I have 1:40 to 2 o'clock is one student that I'm working with. And then from 2 o'clock to 2:20 is another student I'm working with. And then 2:30 is when the bell rings. So my schedule, that's my schedule on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So it's full of stuff. I'm always up. I'm always moving. I'm always moving around, going somewhere and doing things. And that's my schedule for that. And then Thursdays, like I said before, I do STEM. And that's where we just do STEM activities. 4th and 5th graders, we're really doing things right now with forces in motion because that's what they're talking about. So like the different activities that we do with them, we try to coincide it, or what's the word I'm looking for? We try to help them because they're learning about this in class, but then when they do hands-on stuff in STEM, that helps them, figure it out and helps them get it in their memory. So, but that's what we're doing right now with 4th and 5th grades, like forces and motions. And then last week with 1st grade, we did a brushing the teeth experiment with with eggs. We had eggs with soda, eggs with coffee, and eggs, egg and vinegar. And so all of that showed them how the egg stains when it's in the Pepsi and how it stains when it's in the coffee. And then the vinegar, since vinegar is real acid, you know, it has a high pH balance of acid. I think I said that right. I hope I said that right. All you scientists out there, Caitlin, my friend, Kate the Great, don't kill me because I'm not using the right terminology. But the vinegar eats off the shell of the egg. So that's like the enamel on your teeth. So we did that with first grade kindergartners. We did a leprechaun rocket, which the things we we're teaching them is really easy. They can do it themselves. But you know, it's not really easy. It's hard to a certain extent, you know, because you have to think and you have to work it out. It's not gonna be like, oh, okay, well, let's do this. It's not gonna be that easy. And so that's just some of the things we do. Just a little rundown of what we do in STEM. We have A week and B week, so we do the same activities for 2 weeks, and then when A week comes back around again, we have a new thing of activities because we have different students for A week and B week. And then Fridays is a half a day. There's STEM in the morning for A week, and my afternoon's free. Or STEM for B week is my mornings are free, and my mornings are free on B week, and STEM in the afternoon. And so that's what my schedule is. It's a lot to say, but yeah, that's what it is. There you go. Trying to put away all the questions that I've done. What is the hardest part about my job? I have a lot of hard things about my job. The hardest thing about my job is to, one thing is like when I'm going in classes and doing different, not lessons, but working with different students. It's hard for me because I see students doing things wrong or whatever, like behavior wise. And yes, you know, I'm gonna stop them if it's like, you know, stop it, don't do that. You know, I'm gonna stop the student, but it's just like, I don't want to step on the teacher's toes too, because if you've been in a classroom, if you've been in many classrooms, and I've observed, teachers have different teaching styles. They teach different ways and they discipline different ways. So me coming in new, because I just started in February, I don't want to go in and like, oh, I'm here to help, but then I don't want to step on their toes. But so far, all the teachers have been nice. They've given me like the go ahead. You know, if you got to discipline, go ahead and discipline. Tell them it's wrong, and so on and so forth. So, but that's still kind of the hardest part because I don't want to feel like, you know, I'm taking over the classroom. I don't want to do that. And then another hard part about my job is just the kids, because kids are cute, y'all. Especially like the kindergartners and first graders in second grade too. They're cute. Third, fourth, and fifth, they cute too, but they a little of age, you know. They don't smile at you like the kindergartners do. And so it's just like, oh, they're cute. But then they can be bad too. They can have behavior problems too. And so it's just like, oh, you know, you get to know more of one student. You get to know one student more than the other. So it's like, oh, she hugs me every day and all this other stuff. So it's like, okay, if he or she is being bad, you still have to discipline them like you would discipline the other ones that you really don't know about. And so it's places like having favoritism, not trying to show favoritism to one student. And when that student is wrong, you have to let them know. So that's one thing that it's kind of hard for me. Trying to be equal with everybody on the playing field. You know, I'm the teacher, you're the student. You know, even if one student talks to me more or one student is closer to me more than that. Another hard thing is just trying not to be their friend. You know, this is my first time being in a teacher position, in a teacher role in the school system, because I went to school for journalism and mass communications. So when I graduated, I did not expect to be in a role that, you know, I would be working with students. Even though I did think about it, I thought about being an African-American history professor. That's college students. That's a whole different ball game, you know, than elementary kids. And so it's just kind of hard because, like, especially with the older kids, especially fifth graders, they're they're close to my age. They're like 11 years old, 11, 10, 11. Some of them are. And one of them, he came in one day and he was like, "Mama." And I was like, "Mama? What? I ain't got no kids." And he was like, "Miss Nui, my mama, y'all." And I was like, Sada, no, not. And he was like, "Okay, fine. Hey, Miss Nilly," whatever. And so it's just things like that, just trying not to be their friends. And then when I'm talking to them, one student, 5th grader, she was like, "Girl, bye." And I was like, "Girl, like, I am your teacher. I am not a girl. You gonna call me Miss Nilly, you know?" But then I let that slide. But I'm just like, "Girl, like, I'm not your sister. I'm not your friend. I'm not in your class." And so the little boy, back to the little boy, he called me mama. I was like, "How old are you?" He was like, 11. And I did him. I was like, 22 minus 11. I was like, ooh, that's 11. It's like, I am not even old enough to be your mama. And, you know, I can't tell them that. But, like, okay. And it's funny because sometimes when I'm in classes, the substitute, because sometimes I have to cover classes. You know, some people, they're trying to guess my age. Well, you're not 40. Maybe like, no, you can't be 30 either. How old? You're not in your teens, so how old are you? And it's just funny just to see them. Yes, I think. But those are like my top 3 hardest things about my job. And who wakes up at 5:30 in the morning every morning? If y'all know me, I am not a morning person. For one, that's one. I am not a morning person. So 5:30 be more like 6 o'clock, and I have to be at work. I have to be at work at 7. So imagine me getting ready at 6 o'clock, taking a shower real quick, ironing clothes since I didn't iron them the night before. Like, that's really hard. That's the ultimate hardest part for me. Okay, y'all. But yeah, that's the hardest part about my job. The easiest part of my job is probably just loving the kids. Just loving the kids, you know. Just doing what you're supposed to. I mean, it's teaching. I would say it's an easy job because you have your rough days. Everybody has their rough days in whatever career you're in. If you don't have a rough day, then you're not doing something right. But it's probably just loving the kids and showing the kids the love that they need, because some kids I've noticed doesn't get the love they need at their homes, and it's sad, and they need that attention. And most of the time it's the kids with the most behavior problems that need the most love. Because one little boy, the bell had rung, and he was going down the hall, and so I looked and I was like, you know, I kind of just like rolled my eyes or whatever. Not at him, he had walked by, but I just kind of like rolled my eyes because he had given me trouble that day. And then he comes back, and then he was like, "Bye," and he comes and gives me a hug, and I was like, "Oh." And then I think, like, you know, that day it's like that student and like a couple of other student who has like behavior problems. They're not like bad, but like, you know, they do this things, you know, they do different small little things. And so it's just like, they just, you know, they just need love too. All kids need love, but they just need the extra love and the extra push, you know. And so that's probably the easiest thing about it, just showing love, because I love people. Okay. I love students. I love kids. I love people too, because all people are God's people. So I love people too. And it's just like, I'm a happy person. I always have a smile on my face. And that's what our PE teacher says. Like, you know, you always have a smile on your face that attracts kids. Just keep that smile on their face and they'll come to you. And so far, I think it's been working. But I think that's the easiest part of my job. Just loving the kids and just teaching them and just trying to get them to know, like, I'm here for you. I'm not here to just get my check like some teachers are. I'm not saying at my school, but like, we have those professors and those teachers when we go through life that are just there to get a check. And I'm not just there to get a check. You know, I actually care, because this is the next generation that's going to be after us. So I think that's about the easiest part of my job. I hope I got that for y'all. What do I love about my job? It's the kids again. I love the kids, y'all. Jalyn, Miss Dilly love the kids. Martin love the kids. But really, it's the kids. It's just seeing them, like, because when I first started, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm new. How are the kids going to respond to me and everything like that? But they respond well. I might have been there for like a day or two, and I was doing car ride duty. Well, not car ride duty, like bus duty. Well, I was just standing in the hallway, and they was coming in. They were going to the cab and get breakfast and stuff like that. And so I was just sitting there like, good morning, good morning, good morning. And so like 2 days later, this little first grader, she's cute as a button, y'all. Oh my gosh. And she's like, I was like, good morning. And she came up to me, and she was like, good morning. And she hugged me, and I was just like, oh. And like, it's just like going in the hallway, and they just like looking and waving, and it's kindergartners, first grade, second grade, and it's even the older kids too. Even like the guy that said, oh, you my mama, he told me the other day, he was like, hey mama, you bought me these shoes this weekend. I was like, oh snap, they good, you look good in them, son. I was like, shoot, I didn't even know I could buy stuff with no money. I mean, I got money, I didn't know I could buy stuff without me being there, But that's what I love about my job. It's just the kids, It's the kids. I'm there for the kids. It's all about the kids. And that's why I love my job, the kids. Just to see the smiley faces and stuff. And it's also like some of the kids, like when they're crying or when they're upset, you just gotta love on them. You just gotta love on them. And I love the kids, I love them, Yeah. So, that's probably like the easiest part of my job. The lessons I've learned while working there, I've learned to be extremely patient. If anybody know me, especially on the road rage is, yes, that's me. That's me. It runs in the family. I got double doses on both sides of my family. So road rage is something that I seriously had. And this job has taught me a lot of patience on the road and, in the classroom, because working with kids one-on-one it's me working with kids that are struggling in different subjects. So they're not going to pick it up like if I teach them it or by working with them, they're not going to pick it up like this. So that forces me to have to be patient and to learn on their pace and to see and look to see, okay, well, let's try this method of working it out. Well, let's try this method of working it out. Let me see how she or he learns. Is she a visual learner? Is she an auditory learner? Do I have to say it a lot? Do I have to say it for them to get it? Or do I have to write it down somewhere? Or do we have to do these problems? Or do we have to use these base 10 blocks? Or it's different things like that. And so working with them has taught me patience. And, I'm grateful for them, because I'm not saying that I didn't have any patience, but I didn't have the patience like I do now. Because working with kids takes a lot of patience. And that's why a lot of people are like, well, I can't be a teacher because I don't have a lot of patience. Well, I had some patience or whatever, but yeah, but that's what I love about my job. And then what I also love about my job is just how the kids are just so like attached to me already. It's just one third grader, and like he is so cute, y'all. Like if I had a kid, like he would look just like that. I'll promise you. Like he smiles every time I see him and everything. And so like he's just like, hey, you come to my class, good morning. He's like always hugging on me and everything. And it's like, this is like my child for real. Like they are so attached to them. And I only been there for a month and like a couple of days, a month or so change. So the way they hug on me and cling to me is like I've been there for like the whole year. And that's what I like too. So I think I have the perfect personality for that. And that's just, that's what I love about my job, and the lessons I've learned. Be you, and then kids will cling to you. All right. Any funny stories? I have a couple of funny stories because kids are very funny. My first funny story is I was doing an intervention with one of my students. And he got him from PE, and so he didn't, he doesn't like to be interrupted from PE. And so I took him in the intervention room, and he was like, well, I was like, come on, let's do your work, whatever. Let's work on this. And he was like, man, I don't want to do it. He was like, you boring. I was like, what? I'm boring. And like the day before that, he worked with me and he was like really good. He was doing a good job. I was like, what? I'm boring. He's like, yeah, you boring. I was like, oh my gosh. You know, because, you know, with kids, you got to be very, you don't have to be very extra. But I like to be very extra and animated because, you know, it just adds on. Kids love that. And so I'm like, what? I'm like, what? You know, I was like, I'm boring. Yeah, you're boring. I was like, you hurt my feelings. So, I don't care. I was like, what? And by this time, I was like, okay, I'm going to take you back. And I was like, well, I'm going to come get you. And we have to do both of them now when I come get you, since I'm letting you go back now. And, oh, excuse me. And he was just like, okay. And so, I was like, I can't believe you said I'm boring. He was like, yeah, I said it. And as we walking down the hallway, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. He was like, well, you going to be here by yourself crying? I was like, these kids are something else. Oh my goodness. Another story is one kid that I used to pull out of classroom, so I don't pull him out no more. But he's quiet. He didn't really say anything. He didn't really say much. And I was like, hey, you know, I put him out of class. We walk into my room. It's not that far, but, you know, just make a conversation. I was like, hey, how are you? It was a Monday morning. I was like, what you do this weekend? You have a good weekend? Yeah, I had a good weekend. I went to Legoland. I was like, what? You went to Legoland? And, like, this is how I'm actually talking to the kids, y'all. This is me being, you know, this is Miss Neely talk right here. And so, I'm like, what? You went to Legoland? Yeah, you went to Legoland without me? Y'all, this is what he's saying. This killed me. Oh, my goodness. He was like, why would I invite you? I couldn't even say nothing. I was shocked. Because every time we do interventions, it's all about work or anything. You know, we barely talk about anything else. And so, like, this little shy little kid was like, why? He just asked me, like, why would I invite you? Which, that was a good question. A good observation. You know, why would you invite me? Somebody that you really don't know, but I just work at your school. So I couldn't even say nothing. Like, it was crazy. Another story after that is, I usually wear my eyeshadow and my makeup. And my eyeshadow, the eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, and I have on lipstick. Well, you can kind of see it now, but it's been worn out because I've had a long day today, and I probably kind of wiped it off. But it was one day, I just had on my eyeliner, and I had also lip gloss like I got on now. And this little girl comes up to me. It's a 4th grader. Little girl comes up to me. She was like, Miss Neely, are you going through a breakup? Caught off guard. No? Why would you say that? Oh, just because you look like you're going through one. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now you're telling me I look bad because I don't have my makeup on. 2, you tell me I look like a breakup. So, you know, when people go through a breakup, they look kind of terrible depending on how the breakup is. And so I'm like, what? And I'm just like, first of all, who told you I was in a relationship? Because I'm not in a relationship, for one. You know, single as a Pringle. Hey. What? How are you just going to assume? How are you just going to make assumptions, you know? But that tripped me out. Another little girl was pulling one of my students out of a class. And this 5th grader, it's a 5th grader now. She was like, Miss Neely, where your lipstick at? I was like, oh my gosh. I just cannot wear lipstick. I can't just show my natural beauty, you know? Can't show my natural beauty. And I'm just like, I didn't wear none today. I didn't feel like putting it on. Partly because I was running late, but I didn't tell her that. But yeah. Another funny story was, this just really happened recently, like yesterday. I got my nails done Friday because I got paid. You can't really see it because you can't really see it. But they are pink. They're pink with glitter on them. And so it's this little boy in 2nd grade. And he's just like adorable. Like, you know, he's adorable. And so I'll go in there. And he's like, oh, Miss Neely. Oh my gosh. Hey, come sit with me. And I was like, all right, I'll come sit with you for now, you know, until I have to get up and start walking around and being a teacher. And so he was like, oh my gosh, what happened to your nails? What did you do? And so I was like, I got my nails done. Why would you do that, Nilly? He didn't call me Miss Nilly. He said Nilly. Why would you do that, Nilly? No, Nilly, no. And so I was like, what? I just can't get my nails done? You know, I can't treat myself? No, you can't. I was like, well, I got my toes done too. And he was like, he looked at me. He got up. He was like, don't nobody want to see your pink toes? I was like, actually, my toes are white. He was like, no, Nilly, no. And he walked away just like that. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so today I went in his classroom because he saw me in the morning. He's like, you coming back? And I was like, you know, I got to do my rotations because every day I'll try to rotate. I start at one class in the morning. And the next day I might start a different class, and I rotate and I rotate and I rotate. And so I was like, I'll probably come in after enhancements, and that's what I did. And so he opens the door. He's a door helper, I think, a door holder or whatever. And so I was like, you still don't like my nails? He was like, no, I love them. And he just gave me a big hug. And so that was really sweet. But yeah, I can't wait to like have some more stories and share more stories with y'all, because this is great. Like I said, I never thought I would be in a position with children, you know, never thought that. That was always my go-to though if things didn't work out, but I enjoy it. I like it. If you have any more questions about my job or anything, just leave it below in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, you know, click the alert button so you can know when I drop another video. And don't forget to go back and watch my last video, relationships versus situationships versus friends with benefits, because 75 views and we drop part 2 and you don't want to miss it. You know, I might have a little secret out there to share, you know, just saying, might be a little secret or something, you know. But thanks for watching. Welcome back. If you're new, subscribe, hit the alert button, like, comment. I will comment back. Come on, y'all. I will comment back. But like, subscribe, share, you know, and I'm out.
I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do.